We talking about gunshots. People die from gunshots.
The Washington Commanders rookie Brian Robinson Jr. is in the hospital tonight after being shot multiple times.
I'm just disappointed.
It was 14 days before the season opener. Brian had just played his last preseason game with the Washington Commanders, the team that drafted him just 4 months earlier. He was still new to the city, so he decided to grab some food.
So I went by the restaurant, and then these youngins just ran up out of nowhere.
I didn't realize that the city was just that bad.
They had just kind of approached me because I was standing outside of the car.
Right.
And then, they was just asking for the cash and asking for...
they want your chain or watch or whatever.
Anything they could get. So
right.
They really didn't get a reaction out of me at the time.
They was just as shocked as I was, so it was just kind of like we was at a little standoff, and I ain't give them nothing.
Brian stood his ground and defended himself, to the point it got physical.
Our victim in this case began to struggle with one of the suspects, was able to actually wrestle a firearm away from one of the suspects.
But that wasn't the only gun in the altercation, because the second robber also had a gun, and he started firing at Brian, hitting him in his hip.
I just kind of fled the best way I could, I also took a second shot while I was trying to flee. That's the shot I got in my knee.
And while B-Rob was on the floor, being shot in his hip and his knee, the shooters fled the scene.
MPD says that it recovered the gun used to shoot Robinson in a nearby alley, and investigators believe that they also found the getaway vehicle, which appears to have been stolen from Prince George's County just days earlier.
What has been reported to us is that they may be between the ages of 15 and 17 years of age.
And that was gonna make everything a lot more complicated.
Irony of all ironies, we were actually watching some Brian Robinson tape. I reach out and I call him, and he picks up. I said, "How are you doing? Are you all right?" He said, "Yes, I think so." I said, "Well, have you talked to your mother?" He said, "No." I said, "Want me to call her?" He said, "Please."
I was at work, working a second shift. I was working overtime, and it just didn't hit me. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't grasp it. As I walked out the door, head to my car, just broke down like, this did just really happen. Like, somebody shot my child, It was a moment when I tell you as a parent that you never want to feel.
Washington Commanders themselves, they say that he has non-life-threatening injuries, so he's expected to survive. He is being treated at the hospital.
Head coach Ron Rivera made it to the hospital, and B-Rob asked him to tweet out that he's okay.
I just looked at him and I said, "Are you okay?" He put his head down. He said, "Coach, I'm hurt. I mean, I'm hurting here. I thought this was going to help me get away from it." And it just like it followed me. I could tell that it had gotten to him.
Why this happened to me, he just had a lot of whys.
I done been through so much in my life. Finally, got drafted, after spending 5 years in school, finally got drafted. I started to get comfortable here, around the people. And right as soon as I got comfortable, about to go into my rookie season, I almost get everything taken away from me, just at a blink of an eye, with something that literally had nothing to do with me.
I stayed up that whole night, waiting on the doctor to come in and tell me whatever his good and bad news was.
But somehow, the bullet missed all the ligaments, tendons, and bones, so he didn't suffer any structural damage.
When he came in and told me, then I just felt relieved. At least I'll be able to walk again. At least I'll be able to run again. Hopefully I'll be able to return and play ball again.
Brian Robinson actually put out the message that surgery went well. Thanks for the prayers. God is great.
So just 2 days after being shot twice, B-Rob was released from the hospital and he made it back to the facility.
I needed them more than they needed me at the time. I wanted them to know that I was still open, open to what we had started working on, what we had started building. That's the type of energy I needed around me. So that's the type of energy I give out. I want people to feel like I'm happy and I'm excited, even when sometimes I'm not. That's the energy that's gonna reflect around you. And that was the energy that I needed. So I wanted to continue being positive, keep my head up high, even through one of the worst situation of my life.
And while Brian was fighting his way back to the field, there were still 2 suspects on the run. And that's where things get dark. I had to go deep to piece it all together for you guys. But luckily, I had Ultra, today's video partner. It's nicotine free, which is the whole reason I gave it a try. Not gonna lie, I've always been a bit scared to get hooked on these lip pouches. So when I found Ultra and saw that they had 0 nicotine and 0 caffeine, I figured I'd give it a shot just for the extra focus. Cause here's the thing, I love coffee. Every morning I start my day with an Americano. But around noon, I hit that dilemma. Take another coffee and wreck my sleep, or get that afternoon dip. And that's where Ultra comes in. It's a blend of 6 nootropics that give you that focus and energy, but with a shorter half-life than caffeine, so you still get that deep sleep. It's simple. You put one between your lip and gum, you get a little tingle, and about 5 minutes later, you're locked in. So I take 2 after lunch, and if I have a long day, for example, I'm editing, then I like to take 2 more in the afternoon. My favorite flavor is watermelon, just because it gives me that sweet treat after a meal type feeling. So if you want to lock in without that post-coffee dip, check out Ultra and use code MORETHANATHLETES for an extra 15% off the intro offer, up to 50% off your first order. The police couldn't find the 2 shooters, so they took it to the public.
If you recognize either of these teenagers, police are asking you to contact them. They're offering up to a $10,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest.
Police believe the 2 young men you see here are ages 15 and 17, teenagers.
2 months later, the first arrest was made.
A break today in the investigation to find the person who shot a Washington Commanders player.
They have arrested a 17-year-old in connection with that shooting.
Police saying he was only 16 at the time of the attack, and they're still looking for the other young person who actually fired and struck Robinson.
You know, now a breaking update to another shooting investigation we've been all over. DC police made a second arrest tonight connected to the shooting that injured Commanders running back Brian Robinson. Well, tonight's arrest, a 15-year-old who was 14 at the time of this assault.
So the person who actually shot B-Rob was 14 at the time. But here's the crazy part. B-Rob is not the only person he shot, because just 1 month later, he shot and killed a 15-year-old kid, Andre Robertson.
He was just 14 years old at the time of both shootings.
The teen murdered here is 15-year-old Andre Robertson Jr. He was shot and killed, we're told, sitting on a grandmother's porch here.
If you know you have a young person that's involved in crime, may have access to gun, may have a gun in your home, you need to reach out to us so that we can get them some help before they hurt themselves or get hurt. But we also need young people to face consequences.
So normally when you have a 15-year-old committing these heavy crimes, the question becomes, should he be charged as a juvenile or as an adult? However, the kid was 14 years old when committing these crimes. And under DC law, a 14-year-old cannot be prosecuted as an adult. So he got the maximum a juvenile can get. And if that's enough, I'll let you be the judge.
6 years in high security for Andre Robertson's 15-year-old killer.
This boy shot my son till there was no more bullets left in the gun. That's what happened. Lawmakers need to change the rule with these juveniles, period. They need to get them life in jail if they do the crime. They need to do the time.
The teen killer pleaded guilty to separate incidents of manslaughter, attempted robbery, and carrying an illegal firearm.
I didn't see any emotion from the teen during the hearing. His lawyers say he is deeply remorseful and has struggled too, at least since seeing his uncle shot to death right in front of him. The judge urged him to change his life before he gets out at age 21.
Committed to 21 ain't nothing. Like I said, he can still come back out here with his family and do whatever he want to do.
Andre can't.
My son can't. My son can't do it no more.
Well, it seemed like the family was right, because just 2 years later, that same kid, whose name is Dejan Bourne, made the news again.
A D.C. teenager sentenced again after breaking out of a youth detention facility, stealing a car, and then shooting and robbing a man.
It all came years after he shot an NFL player and murdered a 15-year-old boy.
A man was robbed of his Cartier watch. Prosecutors say the victim was shot at multiple times from a semi-automatic rifle before the suspects announced the robbery. That victim telling the court today his life was forever changed by the debilitating injury he suffered in the shooting. D.C. teenager Dejon Bourne was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. I spoke to Andre's mother and great-grandmother this afternoon.
He ain't getting no big time for nothing he doing, so he came back out here to do it again.
In court today, the judge read aloud a statement from Dejon Bourne in which he offered a sincere apology to the victim, expressing deep remorse and taking full responsibility.
I remember the other teenager, the 17-year-old, he didn't even show up to trial.
The 17-year-old who was supposed to be sentenced today was not only not in the courtroom, no one knows where he is. So they don't know where he is, and they have no idea when they're going to get him.
He cut off his ankle monitor and just disappeared. However, he was arrested just 3 weeks later. And for his role, he received the maximum sentence available in juvenile court. He was going to be held in secure custody until the age of 21. And while all of this chaos is going on, Brian never stopped working. Not just physically, but also mentally.
I just had to accept it, you know, even though I didn't want to. I didn't want to accept the fact that, you know, I was physically harmed by some strangers. The fact that I got to just live with that the rest of my life, you know.
But I have some good news I want to share. Commanders running back Brian Robinson was cleared by the doctors today, and his head coach Ron Rivera says if everything goes fine this week, there's a good chance he'll play on Sunday.
So just 42 days after being shot twice, he made his NFL debut.
Being the last one out of the tunnel, what were the emotions and that moment like for you?
It was very emotional. I just didn't want to find myself crying about it at the time, you know. And the support meant everything, you know. As soon as I started to feel the love and from everybody, I started to, you know, believe that, you know, I would be okay.
I can't believe this right now, bro. I can't lie.
I'm a tough guy, man, you know, and I just try to show people how tough I am all the time, you know. Sometimes I know I can let up off of it and just ease up. Just the fact that, you know, I could make the strongest recovery ever and one of the biggest comebacks in sports history possibly. And it's been a long 6 weeks, man. I don't think, it's really hard to kind of talk about sometimes because like ever since just the videos and stuff been dropped since yesterday, you know, social media just kind of been going crazy about it, and, you know, I just see it over and over again, and it's just everything I've been through in my life to get here, and like staying away from gun violence and stuff like that goes on very often back at home, and what happened to me was just so random. To be able to recover from what I recovered from and be able to come back and play an NFL football game, just from recovering from what I went through, just made history.
Powers ahead! What a play by the rookie! Get out of here! You didn't eat your Wheaties this morning, I did! Touchdown!
2 months ago, the kid is wondering, can he play again after he was shot twice? And here he is in Soldier Field, taking it into the end zone.
Another good run by Brian Robinson. Here comes Robinson on another good Washington run. Now to the ground with Brian Robinson Jr. around the edge. Robinson is in! Touchdown, Washington!
Now, I got a ball here, and the only reason I'm going to give the ball to him is because it's his first 100-yard game as a running back.
Honestly, I've been wanting to say this in front of the team, but like, you know, since everything happened back in August, man, I promise you, like, everybody in this room have like shown me unconditional love and support, man. Like, just to help me get to this point for real, man. I couldn't be more thankful for everybody in this room, man. Y'all people I turn to the most after going through what I went through, man. Just have this opportunity to do what I did today, man. I give all y'all credit, man. Thank y'all. You know, my mom was just telling me, you know, God got a plan for me, you know, and I had to trust it.
I said, what's the odds of you getting shot twice? You know, bullets go straight through. You didn't get killed. He had the gun to your head in the beginning, you know? And these same guys killed somebody else. They didn't care about killing you. It wasn't meant, you know, everything happened was meant to happen. And, you know, it's only gonna make you strong.
I'm a warrior. I just feel like I can stand my ground against anything I'm up against. If the battle finds me, I can fight it. And I want to be one of the best. I want to be the best.
Please hit that subscribe button so I can make many more of these. Have a blessed day.